In today's video, we will be taking a look at some of the problems of Leopard 2 tanks. Keep in mind that this video is only about Leopard 2, not other tanks. If we mention other tanks, that is simply to make a point about Leopard 2's problem and give an example of how it should or could be done. I feel like I have to point this out because when I did this kind of a video on Abrams, people were crying, "Oh, Russian tanks this, German tanks that," so I really had to say it before I start this video. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. War Thunder is a military vehicle combat online game. It is free to play on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Not to mention that it is cross-platform between PC and consoles. The game features an incredible arsenal of more than 1500 historically accurate, playable tanks, aircraft, helicopters and ships from 1930s to 1990s. Best thing about the game are its realistic physics and one of the most detailed and immersive vehicle damage models in gaming. If you use my link to register, you will receive a bonus, a premium vehicle, tank, aircraft or ship, as well as a 3-day account boost. The game is completely free, so nothing is stopping you. You can start playing immediately. Anyway, let's begin with the biggest problem the tank has, which has to do with its survivability. This problem has been present since the introduction of the tank, to this day on the most modern variants. The thing is that the tank has two ammo storages, one in the turret and one in the hull. The one in the turret is equipped with blowout panels and thus, in case of ammunition cook-off, the crew is completely safe behind the blast doors. But the hull storage has no such thing. The rounds are placed in it with no protection, no blowout panels like in Abrams' hull storage, and there aren't even blast doors, which would mean that in case of ammo cook-off, the entire crew would be in danger of burning, or if it is in the direct hit of the ammunition, then there is a high chance of explosion, like we could see in Turkish Leopard 2A4s. From the front, it is protected by the main hull armor, but the problem is that it is not that good of a protection since the armor is not that great and cannot withstand most modern APFSDS projectiles, so the entire left side of the hull's front is filled with rounds which can be exploited by the enemy. Leopard 2A7 received the hull upgrade, which would make it more survivable. However, it still has unprotected storage, which could be easily destroyed from the side. This cannot be solved in a way it is done on Abrams' tank because Leopard 2 has fire control system electronics put inside of the compartment where the ammo is in the Abrams. However, the ammunition in the hull can be protected in the similar way it is done in Merkava tanks, where each piece of ammunition is stored in a completely sealed protective bin completely separated from other rounds, significantly increasing the cook-off time and chance of catastrophic explosion. This would greatly decrease the chance of the crew getting killed, or a complete loss of a tank. Now, we are going to take a look at a problem that Leopard 2A4 has that persisted on some modern variants. That problem is that the armor behind the sight offers less protection than the rest of the turret. The armor of the turret is 860mm thick, but behind the sight it is 660mm thick, which would result in worse protection, rendering a sight sort of a weak spot. The biggest problem is that modern tank variants that use Leopard 2A4 as basis for upgrades do have armor add-ons that significantly increase their protection, but those add-ons cannot be installed over a sight, which results in even weaker protection compared to the rest of the turret. Another problem with Leopard 2A4 is that, even though Commander has his own panoramic sight, the sight does not feature any night vision system or thermal imaging system like the gunner's sight does. Keep in mind that this is the only problem for Leopard 2A4 or older tanks, since Leopard 2A5 the commander sight has had thermal imaging system implemented. Now, another problem with the thermal sight is that all current modifications of Leopard 2, at least in Germany, still have their old WBG-X first generation thermal imaging sight, which is the one that was installed on Leopard 2 since the tank entered service in 1979. That thermal imaging system is 40 years old. Pretty much all modern tanks have second generation thermal imagers, including the far cheaper Russian export models. Keep in mind that this is for gunner's sight only. The Commander's Perry R17A2 actually does have second generation thermal imaging system, and that is more important for the Commander since he is the one that would be looking for targets most of the time, but still having a thermal sight that old is still sort of problematic. But everything changes with Leopard 2A7V, which has both Gunners and Commander's thermal replaced with Attica 3rd generation thermal sight with excellent resolution and detection ranges. I mean, this thing is really good. Don't forget to check out War Thunder, where you can take control of many land, air or naval vehicles. Use the link from the description to get a premium vehicle and a 3-day account boost when you register. Remember, the game is completely free for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Just download and play. At the end of the day, some of the problems were fixed with Leopard 2A7, but problems such as badly protected ammo rack in the hull and weak sight area on other modern variants still persists. Keep in mind that this does not make Leopard 2 a bad tank. I should have said this in my other similar videos, like the one with Abrams, since people tend to get fired up about a machine they have no relation to. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Every bit helps and it would really mean a lot. Or just like the video or subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.